Hi all, my name is Brian Rogers Vargo. With me today are Antonio Hall, Lucas Harris, and Robin Kay of the Hobi Group. Now, Hobi isn't your average social media site. Hobi is rather a place for people to find local groups that share their interests. Users can find, join, chat, and plan events with users in the same group, creating an environment for hobbyists of all kinds. The inspiration from this site came from a board game fanatic, my younger brother. Throughout his childhood, he had some trouble finding friends that enjoyed the same kind of niche board games as he did. Lots of hobbyists have encountered the same problems as my younger brother, and they can't find peers who share the same interests. So why is this an issue, with so many services like Facebook and Reddit that could potentially help you connect with others? The issue with these current services is their lack of specialization. Facebook, for example, could be a great way to meet local groups, but the way people use the site in practice defeats the viability for our concerns. Facebook users tend to only connect with people that they know. Reddit, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. While users frequently create and join groups that they're interested in, the site is limited by its preference for anonymity. Reddit users rarely feel comfortable sharing personal information and almost never want to meet each other in real life. What we can see here is that many services have the capacity to offer what Hobi offers, but they cannot be effective for group networking by the nature of their site. At the end of the day, users have decided Facebook is good for talking to people that they know, and Reddit is good for talking to people that they don't. What Hobi offers is a specialized environment, a place dedicated to help users meet people like them, something hobbyists around the world could really benefit from.
So now that we have introduced the product, we are now going to go through a demonstration of our website. So to start, we will begin on our landing page where a new user would come to create their profile. So to start, we'll have the user fill out a username that they would like. I'll put my unique ID, an email, and their password. This password has to be at least 7 characters long. Then they will add what interests they would like to put in. So I will just start with adding one interest. That will be nature. And then the user's location. This is so that we can find groups that are close to the user. So we'll define what area we would like it to be. I'll fill in Oxford, Ohio, and I will say within 10 miles I'd like it to be. And submit. So now we've created a profile. As you can see, we have all the information that we put in here listed. I would like to change what my profile picture is. So I can click here, and then I have one already pulled up, a Baby Yoda. Save that, and now that's my profile picture. I'd also like to add in another interest. So I would like to put in board games as another potential interest. So now the next step is for me to find some groups. So I'll click this Find Groups button. And what this does is it shows me suggested groups based on the interests that I put in and the location that I have. So within 15 miles of Oxford, Ohio, there are these groups. And none of them are really catching my eye, so I would like to create my own group. So I would specifically like to find a group that plays board games about nature. Combine my 2 interests. Fill out our interest. This location will be in Oxford, Ohio. I have an image pulled up that we will use for the profile picture. So we'll copy this image location. And we would like to be private. This means that the only people that can join are people that we personally invite or that a member invites. So now we have this group created. We can see the information about it. And if we look at our My Groups page, it now will show up there. And so now what we can do, well, now that we're in this group page, is we can go to the messages here. And this, we went ahead and auto-filled it with some sample text. But this will be the message board that you can use to connect with other members so that you can plan events and figure out things that you would like to do within the group.
For our project, we originally decided on using the Angular framework on top of the Node.js runtime for our front end and a web service built in C# for our back end. We decided to develop from the back end up and started out by building our database in MS SQL. We then implemented several web methods through our web service to streamline data retrieval. After we had finished the web service, we turned our focus towards our front end. We drafted our pages in static HTML and CSS, and then integrated the views into Angular. After we had our static pages laid out nicely in Angular components, we stumbled upon a problem. The web service we had implemented was proving difficult to integrate with Angular, and any solution that didn't resemble duct tape fell apart. In addition, we had issues with hosting our separate solutions in the same environment. We made a difficult choice and migrated our entire project to a Django-based solution. And while the switch came with initial growing pains, development quickly reached a pace greater than what we had been developing at before. Changes we made to our tech stack were always the result of lengthy discussion, and our team always ensured that no developers were left in the dust as a result of a tech decision.
Throughout the course of this project, we as a team learned many valuable lessons from the challenges we faced. With this senior design project, we were tasked with creating a product from beginning to end over the course of 2 semesters. This project was on a larger scale than anything we had worked on before in our college careers, and in the beginning we weren't really sure what to expect. Thankfully, our overall experience was positive, and we are proud of our resulting product. However, we did learn a lot about failing. One of the biggest challenges we faced during the development of our web application was the connection of front-end components to the back-end. We eventually came to a point where we were no longer making any progress and had to make the hard decision to migrate the entire project to Django. Although this meant redoing a lot of the work we had spent many hours on, we recognized that moving to Django was our best option to ensure we had a working product. Our original design did not work out as we had planned and hoped for, but through this experience we grew together as a team and learned the valuable lesson of being adaptable and open to change. Thankfully, the adjustments we made worked out for us and we were able to implement them in a relatively short amount of time. This success can be credited to our dedication as a team to participate and communicate on a routine basis. While making the decision and following through with the new design, we had several more video calls than usual to work through it together. We were thrown a curveball by moving to online instruction for the second half of this semester, but as a team, we persevered and came out successfully on the other side.